Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon is due back in court today after pleading not guilty to charges of contempt of Congress. Bannon was indicted by a federal grand jury for refusing to comply with a subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6 riots. His attorneys say he was complying with former President Trump's wishes as he planned to invoke executive privilege. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Leigh Caldwell joins us now with more details. So, Leigh, the central question here seems to be just how far does executive privilege go? So what do we know about today's court appearance, and how closely do you think the House Select Committee is watching how this case plays out?
Good morning, Joe. So that's right. Executive privilege is, in fact, the question here. As you mentioned, Steve Bannon says that he has it because he used to work for the former president. We know that he did not work for the former president during January 6th. The last time he worked for him was 2017. So, legal observers say that it's a stretch to claim executive privilege, even though that's what Bannon is doing. As far as the committee is concerned, they're watching this case extremely closely. Adam Schiff, a member of the committee, said that they are preparing to serve Mark Meadows perhaps the same punishment, a referral of criminal contempt to the Department of Justice. But the difference between Meadows' case is Meadows did work for the former president on January 6th. He was his chief of staff, one of his top advisors. So that claim of executive privilege could be treated differently there. But the committee is watching the Bannon case very closely to see how the Justice Department deals with it and what sort of answers they might see on if they move forward with other people who defy subpoenas. Joe.
Leigh, let's talk about another big January 6th headline. The Arizona man known as the QAnon shaman was sentenced yesterday 41 months in prison for storming the U.S. Capitol. What more can you tell us about that?
He calls himself the QAnon shaman. He, of course, is not a shaman. But it was almost the maximum sentence. 51 months was the maximum sentence. He was given 41 months of jail time for his actions. You see him on the screen there. He's one of the most identifiable rioters from January 6th. He is the person who was on the Senate floor with a flagpole made into a spear. And the judge handed down a very tough sentence, saying that what he did was, in fact, terrible. He tried to claim remorse. The judge didn't buy it, and so now he will spend the next more than 3 years in prison. Joe.
Leigh, of course, we also have to ask you about what happened with censuring Representative Paul Gosar, who was, of course, posted a video depicting killing Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, attacking President Biden. What happened with that vote yesterday?
Yeah, the vote passed. It was mostly a party line vote. 2 Republicans joined all Democrats. Representative Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger were the 2 Republicans who supported this censure resolution. It's the first censure to pass the House floor since 2010. But before the vote, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the target of Paul Gosar's video, spoke, and so did Paul Gosar. Let's listen to what they said.
I voluntarily took the cartoon down, not because it was itself a threat, but because some thought it was.
What is so hard about saying that this is wrong?
And that was a question that Republicans did not answer. They stood on the side of Representative Gosar, and Leader McCarthy gave a speech on the floor saying potentially there could be retribution if the Republicans take control of the House next year. Joe.
All right, a lot to cover this morning, Leigh. Thank you as always.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.